Okay, factor review day 2. Factoring trinomials. Hopefully you watched the video on factoring trinomials. If you haven't, you might want to do that first. To factor trinomials is the goal. A trinomial is a polynomial of 3 terms. So let's review. If we FOIL this, we're going to get x squared and then plus 2x minus 3x minus 6. So these two are going to join together, which gives us x squared minus 1x minus 6. Well, FOILing is the opposite of factoring. Factoring is the opposite of FOILing. A quadratic can be written in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. Well, easy factoring is when this number here is 1, when a is 1. So, you think of two numbers that multiply to get c, but add up to get b. So we got x here and x here. Well, obviously there's only one way to get 2, and that's 2 and 1. And there's 2 ways to get a positive 2, both negative or both positive. But since we want the middle term to be positive, then we make this positive. So that's it factored. And we can test this out. Did we get and FOIL it? That'd be x squared plus 1x plus 2x plus 2. And then 2x plus 1x would join together to be 3x. Let's try this one. X and x. We need numbers to make 35. Again, that's the 1 and 35 and 5 and 7. So we want a difference of negative 2. So that's going to be 5 and 7. But we want more negatives than positives, so we make the negative 7 and positive 5. Again, we could FOIL this and check it, but that is how it breaks down. Now, when a is not 1, you guess and check. Now, obviously with 3, there's only one way to get 3. 1x and 3x. That makes it a little bit easier. And with 5, there's only 1 and 5. That's a little bit not too challenging. So, if I put 1 here and 5 here, I get 3 and 5. That's not going to give me 14. So that tells me I need to switch to make this 5 and this 1. Here I have 15, and here I have 1. 15 minus 1 is 14. I know I want minus because since this is minus, one of my terms has to be minus, one has to be plus. Well, I want more positives, so I want my 15 to be positive. Where did I get that? Right here. So I'm going to make this positive and this negative. Now give me 15x minus 1x, which is 14x. Now a lot of room here. So now I'm going to go backwards because obviously I want 1 and 2. That's the only way to get 2. But for 6, I can do 1 and 6 or 2 and 3. And that's where the guessing and checking comes in. So I'm going to try 2 and 3. Well, this gives me 6, and that gives me 2. 6 minus 2 is not 1. So what if I try 3 and 2? That's 3 and that's 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. That works. So I want more negatives. So I want my 4 right here to be negative and my 3 to be positive. And I can't forget my x's. And over here, again, I'm going to start with the easy one because I know this is 3 and this is 1. That's the only way to get 3. I need to give myself enough room. I need to have my y's in here also. Because I do have a second variable here. Now, I need either 1 and 10 or 2 and 5. And I want 1 to be my middle coefficient. So I'm going to put 2 here and 5 here. This gives me 6. That gives me 5. Well, I want one extra left over positive, so I make the 6 positive and that negative. So I'll clean this up. That's 5x plus 3y times 2x minus 1y. Didn't work very well to clean it up, but that is my answer. Now remember, if you watch the video and learn this method, A times C, then B. So let's look at this one. A, B, C. Well, 6 times negative 2 is negative 12. And then negative 1 here. So I need two numbers to give me negative 12, multiply, and add up to 1. Well, that's going to be 4 and 3. And since I want negative 1, I make it negative 4 and 3. Now I'm just going to rewrite. I'm going to go backwards through foiling. I'm going to rewrite the original equation. 6x squared. But instead of writing negative x, I'm going to write negative 4x plus 3x minus 2. And now I'm going to group them in pairs. And I'm going to see what I can take out. Well, the first one I can take out 2x. And that gives me 3x minus 2. Plus 1 times 3x minus 2, because I can't take anything out of this one. I want these to be the same, and I hook these up, and there's my two parentheses. 2x plus 1, 3x minus 2. And notice that's what we got up here. So this is a method that takes a lot of guessing and checking out. But if you want to learn it better, watch the video. Sometimes you need to take out the GCF first. Like here, it'll make it easier. I could do this, but it makes it easier if I take out a 2. 2x squared plus 13x minus 7. And now, when I factor, whether I use guess and check or whatever, this is not too hard for guess and check because this has to be 1 and 2. And I know this has to be 1 and 7. I just got to figure out where the 1 goes and where the 7 goes. So I'm going to put 7 here and 1 here. 14 and 1. I want more positives than negatives. And there's my answer. And I can FOIL that to make sure it works. And it does. Here, I'm going to pull out a 3. I'm going to pull out negative 3 actually. Which will give me 3x squared plus 13x plus 10. This one also is pretty easy to guess and check because 3 can only be made one way. And 10 is either 1 and 5, 1 and 10, 2 and 5. So I'm going to try to break this down with one of the two. Okay, I think there was a typo here, so please make this positive 30, which will make that negative 10. And now we're going to do it. Negative 3, again, 3x and 1x. And I need 5 and 2. And I need one positive, one negative. And I need leftover 13. So I'm going to do 5 times 3 minus 2 times 1. Again, 15 here, 2 here. I want 15 to be positive and the 2 to be negative. And that's how it factors out. Negative 3 times 3x minus 2 times x plus 5. And that's it.